Hello everyone, welcome to Chapter 3, Lesson 7. We're on page 231. And after scanning the lesson, some real-world scenarios to divide decimals by whole numbers is splitting a check. This is when you go out to eat with your friends. Another way is finding average height. Height of buildings. But we're going to go ahead and move on to the real world link. This is Charlotte, Aaron, Maddie, and Katie went through the movies and ordered snacks from the menu shown. How much did they pay for 4 small popcorns? So we're going to look at popcorns, and the small price is $2.45. It looks like since there's 4 people, we're getting 4 of them, and it says they paid for 4. So that's why we're multiplying by 4. So we have $2.45 times 4. It's going to be $9.80. Number 2, what is the total cost for 2 small packages and 1 large package of candy? So we're going to look at the candy. So we have 2 smalls and 1 large. So if we have 2 smalls, it's 2 multiplied by $2.25. And then we're going to add that to the 1 large candy, which is $3.20. So 225 is going to be $4.50. 225 times 2 is $4.50, and then plus $3.20. So this is going to be $7.70. Number 3, how much do 4 medium drinks cost? So we have 4 medium drinks. This is going to be $3.35. And multiply that by 4, we get $13.40. So what is the total cost for exercises 1 through 3? So for the popcorn, we have $9.80. For the candy, we have $7.70. And the drinks, we have $13.40. So we're going to add all these together. This is 0. 4, or 8 plus 7 is 15, plus 4 is 19. 1 plus 9 is 10. Plus 7 is 17. Plus 3 is 20. And then 2 plus 1 is 30. So we have $30.90. Number 5, estimate how much each person should pay if they split the cost evenly. So this is kind of a review from yesterday, estimating. So since we have 4 people that paid, we're going to want to split this up into 4s. So we need to find a compatible number with 4 and $30.90. So I think our options, we have 28 and 32. 32 is a tad closer, so we're going to go with a compatible number of 32. And if we do 32 divided by 4, that's going to be split up in 8 different ways. Or $8 each way. So just remember, that's the estimating. We're going to move on to example 1. So example 1 says find 6 8/10 divided by 2. So with this, the main thing that we should recognize is the decimal place here is right above the decimal place in the answer. So if I rewrite this, we have 6 8/10. Since my decimal place is here, for my answer, I'm going to put my decimal place in the same exact spot. Right there. And then we have 2. So 2 goes into 6 3 times. So I'm going to write down, it's divide, multiply, subtract, bring down, and then repeat or remainder. So after we divide 6 divided by 2, then we need to multiply 3 times 2 is 6, subtract, 0, bring down, and repeat. 2 goes into 8 4 times. 4 times 2 is 8, subtract. We have nothing to bring down, and we have 0, so this problem is finished. So it is 3 4/10. So go ahead and try the got it, the A, B, and C. So go ahead and pause the video and see what you can come up with. So here's the answer for A. So 7.5 divided by 3 is going to be 2 5/10, or 2.5. For B, I wanted to go in a little bit more detail since this is the first time where if we're doing 3.5 divided by 7, this is the first time where the number, our divisor, is bigger than the dividend. So we're going to move the decimal up from the same spot. So we have 7 goes into 3 0 times. 7 goes into 35, so I'm going to look at this like a 35. 7 goes into 35 5 times. So now that I divide, I'm going to multiply. 5 times 7 is 35. Subtract. So I'm going to take this as 35 minus 35, and that's a 0. There's nothing to bring down, so there's nothing to repeat. So we're going to go ahead and try C. We have 9 8/10 divided by 2. Just remember, always remember, just move the decimal up. 2 goes into 9 4 times. Multiply that, get 8, subtract it, get 1. Bring down the 8. And then 2 goes into 18 9 times, and that should be 4 9/10. So we have 2.5, we have 5/10, and we have 4 9/10 for our answers. So we're going to move on to example 2. And example 2 is when we're going to run into something a little bit different. So we have 7 7/10 divided by 14. So first things first, that decimal place needs to be placed. So 14 goes into 7 0 times. 14 goes into 77, we're going to say 5 times. And I'm going to write this down to help us divide. So divide, multiply, subtract, bring down, repeat. So 5 times 14 is 70. And then we're going to subtract. So we get 7. Now, we can no longer bring down, but now that we're working with decimals, we can actually go a little bit further. So we're going to annex a 0. So we're going to add a 0 to the end, and this is not going to change the value. This is still 7 7/10. Adding that 0 is just going to give us a more complete answer. So now that we annexed a 0, we can actually go back. Now we can bring down. So we're going to bring down the 0. We're going to have 70. So we know 14 goes into 70 5 times. So we multiply 5 times 14. We've done that already at 70. Subtract. Now we have 0. Now that we have 0 here, that means our answer is complete. So I'm just going to stop right there. So our answer should be 55 hundredths. In a case where we still have remainders, we'll go over that in a bit. So so we're going to try D, E, and F. Go ahead and pause the video and try to see if you can solve those. So for D, we have 632 thousandths. So we did have to annex a 0. For E, this is where I was going to go over earlier. You can keep annexing zeros until this is 0. So in this case, we had to annex a 0 twice. in order to continue my problem in order to get a final answer. So for E, we have 8,725 10,000ths. And for F, we actually didn't have to annex any zeros, but what I would like to point on F, just make sure our decimal places line up with our quotient. So now we have one more example. Example 3. It says Lynn is mailing a care package to his brother. The table gives the cost for the mailing packages. If Lynn's care package weighs 3 pounds, how much is the cost per pound? So if we look at here at the table, and we have 3 pounds, and it costs $6.74. So we want to know how much does it cost per pound for the 3 pound weight. So that means we're splitting it up, we're breaking it down. So we have $6.74 divided by 3. 3 goes into 6 2 times. So I'm going to write down my little helper. 2 times 3 is 6. So we subtract. 6 minus 6 is 0. We're going to bring down the 7. 3 goes into 7 twice, and since we have the decimal place, I can't forget to put the decimal right above it. 2 times 3 is 6. Subtract, we get 1. We're going to bring down the 4. 3 goes into 4 times. 3 times 4 is 12. Subtract that, we get 2. We're going to annex a 0 here. Bring down the 0. 20. 3 goes into 26 times. So 6 times 3 is 18. And we got 2 again. I'm going to write it down over here. So 20 minus 18 equals 2. Now, in this case, we actually got 2 twice. So this equaled 2, this equaled 2. So if we keep annexing a 0, we're actually going to keep getting 6 each time. And what this is called is a repeating decimal. So whenever that's the case of a repeating decimal, we take the last digit and we put a line above it. So that means we're going to have 6s across. So this is just going to keep going continuously. So that's why we have the line up there. So since we are working with money, we cannot have $2.246 thousandths. So money only goes to the 10th place. So we're going to round 2 and 246 thousandths. We're going to round that to $2.25. So for G, go ahead and find the cost per pound of the 2 pound package and the 4 pound package. So you're going to use this table to solve the got it. So go ahead and pause the video and solve for 2 and 4. So here are the answers. We have $2.82 for the 2 pounds and $1.97 for the 4 pound. One thing I would like you to take notice is for G, for the 4 pound, I actually only had to stop, since we're working with money, I really only had to stop here. But I wanted to keep going just to practice annexing zeros. The reason why I only had to stop there is because money, like I said before, only goes to the 10th place. So this is going to round to $1.97. But that is the end of the note. Oh no, we still have another example. It says, Ryan and his brother is sharing the cost of a video game. The video game costs $28.60. If Ryan saved $20 to buy the game, how much does he have left over after paying his share? So they're going to share the cost of the game. It doesn't really specify, but it sounds like we're under the assumption that they're going to split the cost evenly. So if it's $28.60 and they're going to split it evenly, it's going to be two of them, they're splitting it in half. So two of them are purchasing it, so we're going to divide it by 2. Since 2 goes into all these numbers evenly, we can actually do a shortcut. 2 goes into 2 once, 2 goes into 8 4 times, 2 goes into 6 3 times, then 2 goes into 0 0 times. So that's a little shortcut, but does not always work. It's only if it goes into evenly with all of them. So we know he has to spend $14.30. So if he has $20 and we subtract that by $14.30, we're going to get $5.70. That's how much you'll have left. So go ahead and pause the video and try H. So our final answer is going to be 17 cents. One thing I actually did make the mistake the first time. We have to look at the problem. This is Kristen and her 2 friends. So since it's Kristen and her 2 friends, we're going to take, there's 3 people in total, and we're going to divide $5.49 in 3 different ways to get $1.83. If she paid $2 and she needs to pay $1.83, she should have 17 cents remaining. But that is officially the end of the notes. So thank you for watching.